Welcome back to Meets Wisdom, where we explore the ancient wisdom of Stoicism to tackle modern challenges. I'm honored you've chosen to spend some time with me today. Have you ever felt that strange tension in a room? That subtle shift in someone's tone? Those averted gazes when you speak? If you've experienced these, you might be encountering something deeply human, yet rarely discussed openly: hidden resentment. Today we're diving into 9 reasons why people secretly hate you, viewed through the clarifying lens of Stoic philosophy. This isn't about paranoia or making you self-conscious. Rather, it's about understanding human nature, both in others and within ourselves. Before we begin, remember the words of Marcus Aurelius: "The best revenge is to be unlike him who performed the injury." Today's journey isn't about changing to please others, but about recognizing patterns that might be hindering your peace in relationships. If you find value in today's message, please support Meets Wisdom by hitting the like button and subscribing. Your engagement helps us reach others seeking wisdom in challenging times. Now, let's explore these 9 hidden reasons with honesty, compassion, and Stoic perspective. Reason number 1, your success triggers their insecurity. The first reason people might secretly harbor negative feelings toward you is painfully simple. Your success highlights their perceived failures. Seneca understood this deeply when he wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor." When you achieve something meaningful, a promotion, weight loss, a loving relationship, financial stability, you become a living reminder of what others believe they lack. This isn't your burden to carry. The Stoics taught us that we cannot control others' perceptions, only our own actions and responses. Consider this: your colleague's cold shoulder after your promotion isn't about your unworthiness, but about their unresolved relationship with success and failure. Their resentment is actually a mirror reflecting their own unfulfilled desires. The Stoic response isn't to diminish your light, it's to understand that others' reactions often reveal more about their inner struggles than about your worth. Stoic proverb: "The flame that burns twice as bright burns half as long." Though not originally Stoic, this proverb aligns with Stoic principles of moderation. Your success need not be flaunted, but neither should it be hidden. Have you experienced someone's attitude toward you change after you achieve something significant? Share your experience in the comments below. Your story might help someone else understand their own situation. Reason number 2, you speak truth when flattery is easier. In a world that often prizes comfort over growth, those who speak honest truths find themselves silently resented. As Epictetus wisely observed, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." Yet when you do speak, speaking truth, especially uncomfortable truth, can create hidden animosity. Perhaps you're the team member who points out flaws in a project when everyone else is nodding in agreement. Maybe you're the friend who gently suggests that someone's behavior is self-destructive. Or you're the family member who challenges long-held but harmful traditions. Truth-telling is a Stoic virtue, but it comes with a cost. People often prefer the sweet taste of flattery to the bitter medicine of truth. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it." The challenge lies in delivering truth with compassion, understanding that resistance to truth is deeply human. Stoic proverb: "The truth may hurt for a little while, but a lie hurts forever." While modern in expression, this captures the Stoic commitment to truth regardless of discomfort. Have you ever lost a friend or strained a relationship because you chose honesty over flattery? Drop a comment sharing how you balance truth with kindness. Reason number 3, your boundaries challenge their entitlement. The third reason people might secretly resent you: your healthy boundaries disrupt their sense of entitlement. In our hyper-connected world, setting boundaries has become both essential and controversial. When you decline excessive work demands, limit access to your time, or refuse to engage in gossip, you're practicing what the Stoics would call appropriate action, doing what aligns with your values and well-being. Yet for those accustomed to getting their way, your boundaries feel like rejection. Epictetus reminds us, "Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens." Your boundaries represent what's in your power, your time, energy, and moral choices. Consider the coworker who grows cold after you decline working weekends, or the family member who becomes distant when you stop lending money. Their response reveals their expectations, not your failure. The Stoic wisdom here isn't to abandon boundaries, but to implement them with clarity and without apology. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." Stoic proverb: "No person is free who is not master of themselves." Your boundaries are not just self-protection, they're the foundation of your freedom. I'm curious, what boundary have you set that created the most resistance from others? Share your experience in the comments, and let's learn from each other's journey toward healthy limits. Reason number 4, your consistency exposes their excuses. The 4th reason for hidden resentment: your consistent discipline invalidates others' excuses. When you wake up at 5 a.m. daily to exercise while others hit snooze, when you maintain sobriety at social events where drinking is expected, when you consistently save money while friends complain about finances yet order takeout daily, your discipline becomes an uncomfortable mirror. As Seneca observed, it's not because things are difficult that we dare not venture, it's because we dare not venture that they are difficult. Your consistent actions demonstrate what's possible, eliminating the comfort of "I can't." This doesn't mean you're perfect. The Stoics would be the first to acknowledge human imperfection, but your commitment to progress, however imperfect, challenges others' narratives about what's achievable. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." When you live by this principle, your life becomes evidence against excuses. Stoic proverb: "We suffer more often in imagination than in reality." This wisdom from Seneca exposes how many barriers are self-created rather than external. What habit or discipline have you maintained that others find impossible to understand? Your comment might inspire someone who needs to see that consistency is possible. Reason number 5, your authenticity threatens their masks. The 5th reason people might secretly dislike you: your authenticity threatens the mask they wear. In a society obsessed with curated personas, genuine authenticity stands out, sometimes uncomfortably so. When you speak your truth, pursue unconventional dreams, or simply refuse to pretend, you disrupt the unspoken agreement to keep things superficial. Marcus Aurelius counseled himself, "Be your own master and look at things as a man, as a human being, as a citizen, as a mortal creature." This radical self-ownership feels threatening to those heavily invested in social performances. Your colleague who scoffs at your passion project, the family member uncomfortable with your life choices, the acquaintance who criticizes your openness about mental health, all may be responding to the threat your authenticity poses to their carefully constructed facades. The Stoic virtue here is not to retreat into conformity, but to continue the practice of what the Greeks called parrhesia, frank, honest speech, while accepting that it may not always be welcome. Stoic proverb: "Better to trip with the feet than with the tongue." This ancient wisdom reminds us that authentic expression, though sometimes stumbling, is preferable to eloquent falsehood. Has your authenticity ever made others visibly uncomfortable? Share your experience in the comments. Your story might embolden someone else to live more truthfully. Reason number 6, your independence challenges their control. The 6th reason for hidden resentment: your independence threatens those who seek to control others. When you think independently, make decisions based on your values rather than group pressure, or forge your own path. You disturb those who derive security from conformity and control. Epictetus, once a slave who gained both physical and philosophical freedom, understood this profoundly. No man is free who is not master of himself. True independence begins with mastering your judgments and desires rather than being controlled by them. Consider the subtle disapproval you might face when declining to participate in workplace politics, the tension when you choose an unconventional career path against family expectations, or the passive-aggressive comments when you make life choices that deviate from social norms. The Stoic response isn't defiance for its own sake, but reasoned adherence to principle. As Seneca advised, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. Stoic proverb, he who lives in harmony with himself lives in harmony with the universe. This captures the Stoic understanding that true freedom comes from internal alignment rather than external approval. How has your independence created friction in your relationships? Your comment might help others navigate similar challenges. Reason number 7, your growth reminds them of their stagnation. The 7th reason people might secretly harbor resentment. Your continuous growth and self-improvement highlights their stagnation. When you learn new skills, expand your mind through reading, heal old wounds through therapy, or consistently evolve beyond your past limitations, you become living proof that change is possible. For those comfortable in stagnation or fearful of change, your transformation is an uncomfortable reminder of their own unlived potential. Marcus Aurelius recognized this human tendency to resist growth when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." The Stoic path is one of continuous self-improvement, regardless of external reaction. Perhaps you've noticed friends becoming distant as you outgrow toxic habits you once shared, family members making dismissive comments about your new interests, or colleagues undermining your professional development. The Stoic wisdom here isn't to halt your evolution, but to proceed with humility and without expectation that others will celebrate your journey. Stoic proverb, the obstacle is the way. This modern distillation of Stoic philosophy reminds us that resistance to our growth is not just something to overcome, it's often the very means of our development. What positive change have you made that created unexpected negative reactions? Share your experience. Your growth story might inspire someone else's beginning. Reason number 8, your contentment challenges their endless wanting. The 8th reason for hidden resentment, your contentment with enough disrupts the narrative that happiness requires more. In a consumer society built on cultivating perpetual desire, finding contentment with what you have is nearly revolutionary. When you express gratitude for simple pleasures, find joy in what you already possess, or decline to participate in status competitions, you challenge the fundamental assumption that acquisition leads to happiness. Epictetus captured this perfectly. Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants. This Stoic principle of finding sufficiency runs directly counter to the messaging that bombards us daily. You might notice subtle judgment when you choose experiences over possessions, maintain a simple lifestyle despite having the means for more, or express satisfaction with what others consider inadequate. The Stoic practice here is what the ancient Greeks called autarkia, self-sufficiency and contentment. As Seneca observed, it is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor. Stoic proverb, he is most wealthy who is content with least. This encapsulates the Stoic understanding that true abundance comes from mastering desire rather than accumulating possessions. Has your contentment ever been misinterpreted as lack of ambition? Share your perspective in the comments. Your balance might offer others a new definition of success. Reason number 9, your resilience invalidates their victimhood. The 9th and final reason people might secretly resent you. Your resilience in the face of adversity challenges narratives of victimhood. When you face significant setbacks, job loss, health challenges, heartbreak, failure, yet respond with Stoic fortitude, learning, and eventual growth, you demonstrate a truth not everyone is ready to accept. While we cannot control what happens to us, we retain power over our response. As Viktor Frankl, whose thinking was deeply influenced by Stoicism, observed, everything can be taken from a man but one thing, the last of the human freedoms, to choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances. Your resilience might trigger resentment from those who have built identities around their wounds, who use past hurts to avoid present responsibilities, or who find comfort in blaming circumstances rather than taking action. The Stoic virtue here isn't toxic positivity or denying suffering, but what the ancients called apatheia, not apathy, but freedom from being controlled by destructive emotions. Stoic proverb, the wound is the place where the light enters you. While attributed to Rumi rather than Stoic philosophers, This captures the Stoic understanding that adversity is the true test and teacher of virtue. How has overcoming a significant challenge changed your perspective on what's possible? Your resilience story in the comments might be exactly what someone else needs to hear today. Conclusion and call to action. As we conclude this exploration of why people might secretly harbor negative feelings toward you, remember that according to Stoic philosophy, these reactions are neither your responsibility nor your burden to carry. Marcus Aurelius offered this wisdom. When you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they cannot tell good from evil. This isn't cynicism, but clear-sighted acceptance of human nature. People's reactions to you often reflect their own internal struggles rather than your worth. The Stoic response to others' hidden resentment isn't to change yourself to be more palatable, nor to harbor resentment in return. Instead, it's to continue living according to virtue, understanding human nature with compassion, and focusing on what's within your control. As Epictetus advised, make it your study then to confront every harsh impression with the words, "You are but an impression and not at all what you seem to be." The same applies to others' impressions of you. If today's message resonated with you, please support Meets Wisdom by subscribing to our channel and hitting the like button. Your engagement helps us share these ancient but timeless principles with those who might benefit from them. In the comments, I'd love to hear which of these 9 reasons resonated most with you, or if you've experienced something not covered in today's video. Remember, in the words of Seneca, the greatest obstacle to living is expectancy, which hangs upon tomorrow and loses today. Don't wait for universal approval to live authentically. It never arrives. Until next time, this is Meets Wisdom, reminding you that the path to inner peace begins with understanding both yourself and human nature with clarity and compassion.